Hello, world. Okay, Gamalam Siavoya, Gomesho, and welcome to my podcast. Gamalayo is pineapples. Today I'm just introducing what the podcast is about. Basically, Gandibeka, like is the whole umbrella of the podcast. Actually, is health and wellness, ne? Health and wellness, and I think mainly we're gonna focus on the psyche when it comes to uh, health and wellness. Yeah. So I like to know when it comes to psychology, zezinto, how things work, how we see the world. So let me tell you more about myself. Like, bano Siavuya, ne? So Siavuya is a grown woman, but if I'm telling you the truth, I'm like, I feel like I'm 16 sometimes, like a 16-year-old. Even like people think I'm a baby. I feel like a baby, but I take care of myself, obviously. So I am a grown woman, but I feel like I've been 16 for many years. Okay, so I Sukai Transkei, the Eastern Cape, yes, born and bred there, raised under the umbrella of the Xhosa tribe. Okay. The Suka Glendane. If some of you know Glendane, so hey there. So basically, I don't want to label me as the village girl, but definitely I have some village in me. Yeah. I love that lifestyle. Your Paula in the village. It's part of who I am. I'm an artist by profession. I've always been into artistry. I remember when I was, what, I think I was nine, like at that age, I was writing movies. Obviously, I was not like technically trained of how to write movies. But yeah, so I would write my stories. So I always knew what I wanted to be ever since I was like a baby. I was never confused in high school what I wanted to do. I was never ever confused at all, actually. I always knew about myself and what I liked and what I enjoyed. And thank God, like, umakhulu my grandmother, she has like been very supportive from the beginning. She saw what you liked and she supported that, whether yenza le okanye yenza le, as long as you're not harming people out there, she was fine with it. So I was always writing movies, and writing stories, and she would always show everybody in the village, like, obviously pet grammar, pet spelling, but she didn't care. She was supportive. So after that, I finished my education, and then I went to Cape Town to live with my mom. So after high school, I've I studied film and video, so it's filmmaking because I always knew what I wanted to do. Okay, so I did filmmaking at CPUT. Yes, so I initially went there to know how to write scripts for movies. After that, I went to intern I would say in a television. It was an NGO. It was not a huge TV, like a TV company. It was a small one, but I was doing a little bit of everything, presenting. That's where I learned how to present. So I can talk to you guys right now. I guess that confidence. And I was an in-house poet. So yes. Well, I kind of do like anything that has to do with storytelling, I love. So poetry is part of that and it's part of writing. So I'm good at writing things on the spot and performing them. I can do that. So, and the pressure being on TV or being on live TV, that was something new for me and it trained me. Like in Diabulela for the opportunity. And after that, I studied acting for 3 years at Magna Theatre. If you live in Cape Town and you're an artist, I think you kind of know Magna Theatre. It's this small school that teaches like theatre. It's very nice. So I studied there for 3 years, which is still part of storytelling. It's just that you tell it now on stage. I wanted to be a good actor, okay? Like I was afraid. Like one thing about me, like I know what I can do in my mind, but when it comes to execution, it's another thing. I don't know if you can call that believing in yourself, but I always knew like this is what I wanted to do. But then I know I wasn't strong at it. like in terms of stage presence and all that, because I was a little bit shy. I was always in the background, always supporting other people. Yes, because I was scared, okay? Like I do get scared, okay? So, but I think it was the third year where I just came alive, you know? I just became a butterfly. And so now I can say that truly I do have the confidence, depends on that. It depends on the people that I'm working with. A little bit about this podcast. Okay. So I named it Pineapples, right? Okay. So I was thinking, okay, first of all, I am bad. As much as I'm an artist and I write, I'm bad at naming things. Like I am terrible. Like I can write something, but like I don't give the good titles. I don't know how to title things. I think I saw something funny I think it was on Instagram or it was on YouTube, and they were making comparison, like how does Hollywood name their films, and Bollywood and then Nollywood. Like I give everything away in the title. So, and I guess people don't like that. They like the mystery of it. Like you must not give everything in the title. It's kind of like, I kind of know what's happening. So, but this one, pineapples. I know people like, why pineapples? Okay, so I had a best friend in film school. We were staying at Res, like first year. Okay, maybe I can say her name because she was my best friend. Aziwe. Aziwe Chai. So we met in film school, right? And I don't know if you guys have read the book, The Five Love Languages, okay? Five Love Languages. I hope I remember them all. I think it's physical touch. I think it's words of affirmation, like to validate someone, acts of service, ne? I forgot the other two, but they are like you can read the book. But I read the book long time ago. But there are five love languages. Oh, and it's gifts. Yeah, there's gifts. So when it comes to like physical touch, I am not a physical touch type of girl or type of human. Okay, I know some people love physical touch, but I think Ekaya, the way we were raised, like if like I was in Cape Town for a long time and I go to see my grandmother in the village in Bambi Sandla, I'm not huggy. Now I'm a huggy because of what the city did to me. It kind of influenced me. So I was not physical touch. So she was a physical touch type of friend. So she would always hug me and I would always be awkward. And it kind of made our relationship awkward in a way, okay? So, but she stuck she stuck by me. I think I could see in her eyes sometimes, like she felt like, where's the affection? Why am I not feeling loved? So one day she told me, I think it was after a year, she came to me and she was like, Siavuya, you a pineapple. And I was like, wait, what? She's like, you're a pineapple. I was like, okay. So I waited for her to explain it to me. She's like, you know how a pineapple is, most guys, like there's a hard shell on the pineapple. And then there's like these little thorny things with pineapple. Like you cannot eat a pineapple until like you remove the layer of the pineapple. Just very like you very hard on the surface. You're very guarded, like you have like strong boundaries, and you're very. It's not like I guess emotionally, that's bad. But she said it was you're so worth it though. But she said, but inside you're so sweet, and you're so worth it. And I was like, oh my god. So that kind of like I think years later when I was like thinking about it or analyzing what she said, I was like, oh my god, that is so sweet. You know, that's so sweet. And she stuck by me. And she's one of those people that I guess my hard side didn't make her run away. So the reason why I named it that is because it kind of like embodies my personality, like my character, you know, how I am, but also the topics that we are going to talk about on this show. They're going to be like a pineapple. It's going to be hard topics, like topics that other people like shy away from them, topics that we don't really investigate, that we don't really dig deep, you know, to find out what's going on. And, you know, topics that may get some people in trouble. I hope not to get in trouble. I hope not to get in trouble. But it's topics like that. So, but if we do the work, okay, together, because I am not any authority by any means, okay? I am not a leader by any stretch, okay? So I want people to think with me. I want to investigate with people. And I want us to dig together. And I'm looking for people that are willing to listen and that are willing to do the work and are willing to investigate so that we can get to the sweetness of the pineapple, because the work, it is so worth it. It was so worth it. I want to talk more about inclusivity. Inclusivity, like, oh, another word like solidarity, like umanyano, like sibe munye sidibane. You understand? I'm going to touch on a subject is dibene tribalism. You understand? Because when it comes to tribalism, that's the reason why we are not in an inclusive world or an inclusive community, because often it's dibene tribes. And we're going to dig deep, guys. It's not just the tribes, like, because I was raised under the umbrella or under the ideology of Umxhosa, ne? Because Umxhosa is not a factual, is not a fact. Like, no one is born on this earth and like, Xhosa, no, it's an idea, it's a concept. Someone came up with the concept of thina sazibiza uba ngamaXhosa. But khona abantu bathi mana okay, ukhona uXhosa, you know. I don't know everything about this idea of amaXhosa, even though ndingumXhosa. You understand what I mean? Because there's a lot of information about it, but it doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't matter so much. I'm not doing a movie on Xhosa people, so I'm okay with that. So it's like this ideology that was formed that, okay, Tina Singamaxhosa, and this is us, Ngamaxhosa, and this is how we're going to live. Okay, Amazulu, they have this code of conduct. Like, it was a code of conduct. Like, it's code of conduct the tribes, ne? But they might not be formally established. Because Amangesi is English people, by the way. So Amangesi tend to document things, you know. And Tina, most of like us in Africa, like we pass things down orally. Siyathetha ngezinto, you understand? Down, like ngenzomi to our children. So, but I do know there are ethics or this this code of conduct of okay, this is how we should live as a tribe. So my point is, that's an ideology. That's not a fact. That's not a factual thing. It's not like ilanga lipha. We can, if we wanted to, we can remove Ndoyobu tribe. If we wanted to, we can remove it. We can not live by it, because these ideologies are. If I have an idea today of the formerly tribe, what was that tribe? That was a tribe, but it was not like formally introduced as a tribe, but I see it as a tribe. It was these guys that were very rich and they were pouring custard as Batlen Zabo. I don't remember them. Like, I don't remember their names. Anyways, those were you don't remember those guys? Those guys that were Babe Caramel. It was a caramel. It's Cotares. What were they pouring? Ultramel. Yes. I guess Ultramel is very expensive, so it was like Snemali, guys. You understand? That was a tribe on its own. You understand? Because there were other people who were like, to slambile thina ni busy nina ni throw ezibhahleni and ezibhahleni ezintsha kwaze kwathini. So those guys lived by, I'm not bashing them. Hey, so they lived by whatever code of conduct they had, and that was a division. Now community, because abanye they didn't live by those ideas. They didn't value that. They saw that as a waste or whatever the case is. So we're gonna talk about that to see the dangers of tribalism, and maybe it is an issue that I think the issue of that we are not peaceful, not only in Africa, but the world has no peace, is because maybe tribalism has something to do with it, right? I think it does. But we're going to investigate it together. Even like in South Africa as a whole, it is a tribe, right? It is a tribe. It's like these people that basikele lo mhlaba. I mean, other people say, I mean, I'm not a historian, so people know like history and colonialism. I don't really know that much about it, but I do hear about it. I do watch documentaries there and there because I'm an artist, so we've done work about it to investigate it. But it is a tribe. South Africa is a tribe. To call yourself a South African is a tribe. I mean, is a form of tribalism, because in South Africa, that's an idea to say this is going to be called a South African. We have a tribal song called Nkosi Sikelel. Is it Nkosi Sikelel? It is, ne? It is, ne? Okay, yeah. Look, I'm not sure about these things. You guys can correct me. It's fine. Yes. So, yeah. And which then forms a division of umntu osuka eZimbabwe. Ne? Okanye osuka maybe eZambia, ne? Ongena apha. You understand? Xa engena apha, suddenly kwa abantu bazibiza bana South African. So xa ungena apha, now you're like, how do I fit in with these people? You know? Like, am I supposed to live by their standards? Am I supposed to conform? Because to conform actually is to suppress who you are so that you can imitate okanye ufane nabanye abantu, you understand? Which is a form of violence. You understand? So we're going to talk about those things, about like the violence. We're going to look at like sijonge, like not sijonge. What do you call those things in a microscope when you look at things deeply? Yes. That's what we're going to do. And to actually bring people together, to be inclusive. I'm all about inclusivity, but we're going to investigate together. Like I said, I'm no one's leader and I'm no authority. So andizukuxelela uba okay wena phila ngolu hlobo. But yeah, is it that time? It's not that time. Okay. So, yeah. So, and even like the issue, what do you call this? Xenophobic. Xenophobic, it's a tough issue. It's a sensitive issue. You understand? It's a sensitive issue. About abantu that abasuka kwezinye, abasuka kwamanye amazwe, they don't feel at home. People that look like us, that look like you and me. I'm talking about high levels of melanin people. I'm not trying to be tribalistic, but I'm just saying, to be honest, we were against like people that have hair that goes to the sun, people that look like me, okay? So, and those people were like, bafuna, they're here for opportunities, and it's just like we want opportunities. And we are all seeking for security. If you're Nyani in life, we're all seeking for security. You go get married, you want security. Okay, I want stability. Whatever you call it, but at the core of things, you want security. You go to dating, you want your needs met. That's a form of security. Love is a form of security, because if you're not loved, you feel insecure, right? If you're not given affection, genuine affection. Because I know some of you are just, you'll be giving people fake affection. It's not genuine. So that can make someone, feel insecure. So now I'm trying to think, if Undingaya is Zimbabwe, and maybe something happened in South Africa. Because we feel like South Africa to be a South African is a form of security. There's a form of security. There is a form of security in it, because I remember I was going to my gyno appointment. So, and I was going to Spedlele, I think say in the city of Ekurhuleni. Yeah, in Gauteng. In the city of Ekurhuleni. So I went to see the gyno. And there was a woman there. She was in a wheelchair. I think she just recently gave birth, right? And this woman, she was and lonesi if ebengunesi, but she was obviously wearing like hospital garments, and I thought, okay, she's one of the staff. So wheelchair, and she was saying that, okay, girls, we asked about 10,000, and I was shocked, and I had to pay. Well, I was not giving birth, okay, but like I had to pay like I think $70 for being at the hospital. Yeah. And this woman, I think because she gave birth, you guys can correct me like if I don't have like the right amount, but I think it's 10,000 if it's like someone who's not from the country. And I felt like that was so unfair. Yes, it's a privilege to be a South African to some extent as a woman, because if I would give birth up in South Africa, like then I wouldn't need to give, like I wouldn't need to pay thousands. But what about the woman in Zimbabwe? What about the woman who fled Zimbabwe because of his situations? And I don't know what situation she was facing there, but what about her? She's trying to make a life of her own. She's trying to make money. We are struggling. but she's not entitled to these privileges that Mnasia Vuya I am entitled to because I am called a South African. Okanye declared tribe ibizwa South Africa. You know how unfair that is? I mean, we complain about white supremacy, like as black people, which that is a problem. I know white supremacy is a tribe on its own, okay? It's a tribe. It's a tribe that needs to be dissolved, okay? Don't come for me. If you want to. But it still is a tribe, it's a fact, okay? And we're like, we don't like to experience or to witness what do you call it? Is it white privilege? It's white privilege, right? Yeah, white privilege. We don't like to experience it. I remember during Ufis Must Fall, the classic example of white privilege. I remember, Dandy, I was still in uni then. And I remember when students go zazihamba siestratweni like in solidarity bemanyana bebonke behamba, you know, fighting for these fees to fall because of some promise that was made to them that, you know, right about that time you guys are supposed to receive like a free education. Okay? So there was this white, if I can call them white, because even the word white is a form of a tribe if you look at it. It is an ideology because they don't look white. No, they don't. And you can say black, and we don't look black. I look brown, baby. Like, okay, I love my high levels of melanin, but I don't look black, okay? Like, this is black, but you know what I mean? So I feel like it is an ideology to say I'm black and to say that one is white. But for the sake of this conversation, the white students or the white people were in the front, right? To protect black people from brutality. Imagine that. Like, you protecting them because you know they're going to be mistreated because of the color of their skin. And so these white kids were in the front, okay? So I'm like, that is white privilege. We are not given that privilege because of colonialism and all that. You can educate me, it's fine. So I'm thinking, are white people actually fighting their white privilege? They can say that, okay, we are against white supremacy. We should all be equal. But are they, when they are not treated brutally in other spaces, are they saying, oh my God, I reject. Okay, I reject this privilege that you guys are giving it to me. Like, no. Give me the same treatment as you give people that have high levels of melanin. Are they saying that? I don't see them saying that. If you know something about that one, let me know. And then I was thinking, oh my God, we've been busy complaining about white supremacy. Yes, it's a problem. I agree. But now I'm thinking about, what do you call this? I don't know. Maybe let me give it a name. Ne? What do you think, guys? Like maybe Ngidibize. Okay, so it's white privilege. I can call it South African privilege. Is it? Maybe it can be South African privilege. I don't know. But as a South African, we have privileges, okay? We are given money where other people are like, no. You are not from this house, therefore you will not get this money. Going back to the woman who gave birth and who was supposed to pay 10,000 from another country. Let's just say she was from Zimbabwe, but I didn't get a chance to speak. I don't know, okay? So I'm thinking, as South African women, like us, black people, we're talking about black struggle, black pain. We're experiencing, we're being mistreated. Not that we are not, we are, guys. We are totally are. I get that. Okay? And it's part of the struggle that I'm experiencing as well. But I'm thinking, are we on the front lines as black people, united, fighting for these Zimbabwean women, or these Zambian women, or these Namibian women, or these Egyptian women, or Ethiopian women? Are we there in the front lines and saying, guys, we have privilege as these South African women. We don't experience the same hardships. We are saying that as black women from South Africa, we are saying no more. We are saying the Zimbabwean women, they deserve to be treated the same way that I am. Are we saying that? I don't see women doing that. It's like, oh dang, that's terrible. I can't believe was our 1,000 shame. And then you go back to your normal life, right? Yeah, we're not united like that. It's like, okay, I'm happy I have this privilege. And it's like, oh, shame. We give like sympathy, like petty, ask a shame, but you're going to have to figure out how you're going to do it on your own. So that's the problem again of tribalism. Because as South Africa, that is a tribe, I am entitled to these privileges, but other people aren't. So these are the things that we need to look at, because then that forms a division, right? That forms a division. There's no love, there's no true compassion, which affects then our intelligence. You know what I mean? And if it affects our intelligence, how are we going to coexist with one another? You know? So these are the topics that, as Usiavuya, we need to discuss, and we need to be united as, if I say as black people, then it's going to sound like, again, I'm being tribalistic because I'm just talking about black people. But we do need to come together and say that as me, as a high, guys, I'm going to mention my high levels of melanin Kakule show because I love me some melanin, okay? So, I'm not being tribalistic, white people. I'm not like, asking, it just looks like we're being kissed by the star. I'm just joking. But yeah, so, and those are the issues that we need to discuss. And I feel like we need to stand together. We can't afford to be hypocrites and be like, white supremacy is killing the black nation. We are also involved in that. We are also killing also the black nation. Maybe we can say that, okay, now I didn't know Siavuya. Like, I didn't know that this is what we were doing. But if we investigate, then we're going to see that we are part of the problem. Like, this is our problem because we actually are contributing to the issue, okay? So these are the things that we need to talk about, like living under ideologies. What has that done for us? Has it propelled us as a humanity? Has it made us wiser? And I mean, like, living under an ideology, like like in a psychological manner, not just like physically. Yes, I understand, like forming a song, making a movie, but to actually say that people need to live under this governance, people need to follow this authority. Why? And I feel like the more programmed we are as a society, the less intelligent we become. We don't know how to think for ourselves.